What is going on, everybody? Been a diehard Pistons fan since 2003 and starting to get very optimistic about this Pistons team. In today's video, I want to cover everything related to Isaiah Stewart. He has, of course, been super important to the Pistons' success so far this year. So in the back half of the video, I want to talk about the impact he has had so far, his role going forward, and everything in between. But towards the start of this video here, I want to go through and talk about two things that I was wrong about with Isaiah Stewart. Both of these things that we're going to speak on, I completely misevaluated even after watching him play as a Piston for 4 seasons. And it's kind of crazy because I would have never in a million years thought he would be able to be as successful at a few of the things that he is being incredibly successful at. So the first one is just the rim protection in general. Isaiah Stewart is an undersized center by anyone's definition of the term. He is 6'8". He does make up for it a bit with his wingspan. He does have long arms, but he is an undersized big. He is not particularly tall for an NBA center. He's not much taller than Cade, if we're being honest. And when you add that into the fact that he doesn't have crazy vert, he doesn't jump off the floor like a super athletic big, I just thought that there was going to be serious limitations on his ability to be a rim protector in the NBA. His rookie year, he averaged 1.3 blocks. His second year, despite getting more minutes, he saw that number decrease. In his third year, he got even more minutes, and that number decreased again. And then last year, it stayed right around the same at 0.8 blocks per game. And this year, he's back up to 1.3 blocks per game, despite playing 9 less minutes per game than he played last year. All that to say, Isaiah Stewart has been absolutely phenomenal at protecting the rim this year. If you look right now at top 10 in defensive field goal percentage at the rim, Isaiah Stewart is number 1. Number 2, Wembanyama, one of the best shot blockers in the league. Number 3, Jared Allen, one of the best shot blockers in the league. Number 4, Luke Cornett, a dude who is 8 inches taller than Isaiah Stewart. Then you got guys like Daniel Gafford, Brook Lopez, Rudy Gobert, Jaren Jackson Jr. These are all prolific rim protectors and shot blockers in the NBA. And Isaiah Stewart is holding opponents to a lower field goal percentage at the rim than all of them. Isaiah Stewart has just been amazing coming off the bench from a rim protection aspect. And I did not think that he had that in him. I really did not. After 4 years of watching him with the Pistons, I thought that his physical limitations, whether that be his size at only 6'8", which is short for an NBA center, or his inability to have a crazy high vertical, would just make it so that he would never be that great of a rim protector. But this year, he has been. Out of these 1.3 blocks per game that he is averaging off the bench, he is second in blocks per game off the bench in the entire NBA, and he is just shutting dudes down in the restricted area, and it's been so important for our team's success. Of course, elephant in the room, nobody else on this team is really that great of a rim protector. It was a big talking point during the offseason about should the Pistons go get another backup big that kind of focuses on the rim protection ability. But so far this year, it simply hasn't mattered because Isaiah Stewart has been incredible at protecting the rim. As I mentioned, he has those physical limitations, but it just hasn't mattered because he's been doing so great with the timing aspect of it and everything else that he possibly could be making up for his physical limitations with his wingspan and everything else in between. So just so incredible to see him doing that. And I was wrong. I did not think that he would ever be able to be this great of a rim protector. The second thing I was entirely wrong about with Isaiah Stewart was him having to shoot to be successful in the NBA. Stu's rookie year, he took 1 3 a game. His second year, he took 0.6 attempts per game. And then in his third year, he started letting it fly, shooting 4 threes per night. And then the year after that followed suit. He saw a huge increase in his percentage that year. And at that point, I thought, okay, Stu learned how to shoot. Now, when the past 2 previous seasons were going on, and Stu is now going from attempting less than 1 3 a game to 4 threes a game, I was all in favor of it because I thought with those physical limitations that we talked about, him being able to stretch the floor was going to be a key piece for him to be a valuable NBA player. Well, guess what? He doesn't shoot threes anymore unless he absolutely is dared to, and he's a better player because of it. I think that this has opened up the game for him in a lot of different ways because it enables him to be a more ferocious roller after setting screens. And when he is on that short roll, he can make good decisions. Those physical limitations we talked about does prevent him from ever really going over top of bigs, but he's able to put up some weird hook shots and stuff like that that tend to go in. But most importantly, when he's standing out of the three-point line, he can't crash the offensive glass in the same way. If you're spotting up for three-pointers all the time, you're not going to get very many offensive rebounds. And this year, despite having way less minutes played than last year, he's averaging more offensive rebounds because he's just down there more often, and he's pretty darn good at getting them when he's down there. So if you would have asked me 6 months ago what was the key to Isaiah Stewart becoming a more valuable player in the NBA, I would have said he needs to become more of a dynamic shooter. I would have said, yeah, right now it's great that Isaiah Stewart is up to 38% from three, but almost all of those attempts, he's been left wide open. He's not able to shoot it off the movement. His release is a little bit slow. So if he's able to speed up his release and be able to learn to attack closeouts a little bit better, I think that Isaiah Stewart could be a better player. None of that stuff has mattered because Isaiah Stewart does not shoot hardly any threes anymore, and he has been a better player because of it. Now, I know if you look at the box scores right now at Isaiah Stewart, you see that he's averaging 5.8 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, 2 assists a night, a block and a half in 21 minutes, which is less minutes than he has played in any other NBA season. But I can say with the utmost confidence, this is by far the best season that Isaiah Stewart has had in the NBA. And I think that he has found a perfect role as a backup energy 5. He's not a stretch 4. Heck, I don't even think he really has to be a stretch 5 because he's playing so well right now, not even doing that. This is who Isaiah Stewart is. The guy that we are watching right now, coming off the bench, playing 20 to 25 minutes a night, is the best version of Isaiah Stewart that we possibly could ask for, and he is doing just so good, in my opinion, in so many different aspects. But the most important one, where I was totally wrong, is the dude has just became an otherworldly rim protector, which I did not think was possible, just giving his physical tools and traits, and it has helped the Pistons so much, given that they were in desperate need for any type of rim protection that they could find on this team, and they have found it through Isaiah Stewart. So just wanted to make a video kind of covering that, where I was wrong. To summarize, didn't think he'd be that good of a rim protector, and I thought that he was going to have to shoot the three to be successful in the NBA. Both of those things turned out to not be true, and he has helped this Pistons team in so many ways during this season, as the Pistons are now 2 games over 500, and he has been just huge. One other thing I didn't even bring up, which I did want to get to in this quickly, is his on-off is just great for this Pistons team right now. Right now, as of today, it's tough to compare because realistically, the Pistons have 3 centers that they've used this year: Duren, Stewart, and Paul Reed. They've hardly shared the floor at all. And our plus minus is just better with Stewart on the floor than any of them besides maybe Paul Reed, but Paul Reed's sample size is skewed because he plays against bench units a lot. But we'll get into that in another video where we talk about all the on-off numbers. But just know the team's better with Isaiah Stewart on the floor, and it's no surprise why, because the dude's been playing unreal. So let me know what you guys think, and we'll catch up soon.